Hey guys, this is your buddy Rome. Today we're going to take a look at a new product that was sent out to me to review. This is the Z60 Pro. This is an amazing little dual dash cam. So what are we going to do in this video, guys? We're going to unbox this guy, take a look at all of the features, and also install the smartphone app, show you guys how to set that all up and get it ready to rock and roll in your car, truck, or whatever vehicle you want to be able to install this in. This is going to be a very seamless process. So y'all ready? Y'all ready? Let's go. All right, guys, let's get right to it. Let's take a look at what comes in the box. Very elegant box design. I do like that. If we look here on the very top, you guys can see some of the features that are promoted for this product. We have 4K plus 1080p, which is a dual camera setup. You have super night vision. You have your storage. That's going to be ×2 because of the two different cameras. 24-hour parking monitor. 4G capability. A lot of really cool features. Now, of course, as I mentioned before, there is a smartphone app for this guy as well, which is going to allow you to take a look at the preview, to review content, download video straight to your phone. There's an album, and then there's a share feature for this as well. All right, so let's take a look at exactly what comes in the box. Let's just go ahead and open this up. Okay, so the first thing we're greeted with is probably going to be our instructions. Let's see what we have in here. You get your 2 anti-static stickers. Now, because I will not be installing this in one of my vehicles, that's why I really wanted to go into detail showing you guys all of these little features. These are the anti-static stickers. You're going to put these on your window after cleaning the window, and you'll use these to attach the cameras to your window. So it's important that you use these in that order. Clean the window, apply these, and then attach the camera with the 3M tape. Now, it does come with some spare 3M tape, as you guys can see here, a little starter manual to get you started. You're going to get all of your different cables. So this cable right here is a 3.5 to like a barrel style cable, very long. This is going to be used to connect the two cameras together. So you will need this, especially if you're going to run both cameras. Now, if you're only going to run one of the cameras, then this won't be necessary, but it is included in the bundle. All right, here's your second cable. This is a standard USB-C to USB-A cable. We'll take a look at that as well. You also have your standard 12-volt plug. I will demo that using one of these solar batteries, but you can plug everything in right here. See if there's any other connection points. Nope, we have our 2 USB-A inputs right here, so that's pretty good as well. All right, let's see what we have next. So the next thing in the box is going to be the mini camera. This is your 1080p camera. And as I showed you guys before, this plugs into this little cable right here. And this is going to allow you, like I said before, to connect these two cameras together. You want to make sure to line these up properly. There's 4 little holes right here and 4 little pins inside. And you want to line those up so that they don't conflict with each other. And like so. Now you have those connected, and you'll be ready to connect this to your other camera. All right, so here is the main event. We'll come back to this in a second. You also get this little tool here, and what this is going to allow you to do is to press in between your liner so that you can press this cable in and then be able to, secure that around your vehicle so you don't just have cables dangling all over the place, which is really nice. It comes with that. All right, so that means that's pretty much everything that comes in the box. Let's get to it. Okay, guys, so here's the camera as you see it. Now, you can remove this little strip right here. That's going to reveal a lot of information underneath here. That's going to also expose the camera. There's a second one you can do here to remove just the cover off of the camera if you chose to. And the reason why you might want to leave this on if you can is so that most people would not notice that if this was in your window. They wouldn't pay attention to it because they won't see any markings on here. And I do notice that it has this gold rim around here, so that might draw some attention, but probably not a lot. This little piece right here is detachable, so once you mount this inside of the car, you can take this off anytime you want to and just lock this guy back in place. So here's your rear screen. This is not a touch screen. You can put an SD card in here. You guys see the area right here. Now this little screen protector just come off like so. And once you have this guy powered up, you'll be able to plug and adjust your camera angle. So you can tilt that camera a little bit like so, depending on where you want it to be. So that's pretty cool that you have that flexibility. So let's just go ahead and power this guy up, get some power going into it, and experiment with it. So I'm going to grab one of my solar power batteries, and we're going to use the 12 volt of that battery to be able to run this. You guys ready? Let's get to it. All right, guys. So like I said before, normally you would just have this plugged directly into your car. So in this case, we're just going to use this 12 volt on this battery here to do basically to simulate that. So in my case, I'm just going to plug this guy in. I'm going to, of course, make sure the power's turned on for the 12 volt. And I can see the little lights have turned on, so I know this is pretty much ready to go. All right, so this is the main cable that you're going to use to connect this. Okay, so we're just going to plug the USB end of this cable in to here, like so. And then we should be able to plug in the camera. Now, this is a 90-degree plug, which is really nice. We should be able to pop that guy in just like that.
Hello, DDPAI. Internal storage recording.
As you see, it automatically turns on. It asks you to insert a memory card. Now, these buttons here will go through a lot of your different features.
Insert a memory card.
Let's go ahead and put a card in this guy, and also let's go ahead and, well, let's put the card in first, and then we'll walk through the other features. All right, so now we have a memory card inserted. And you can go through and choose your language. So English is the language that we want to be able to choose. Now, this is not touchscreen, so everything is going to be controlled by these little buttons down here. You see you have your plus, minus, and your reverse, and also the confirm. So in this case, we would just go through and just confirm everything and agree to the terms. And there is a QR code for you to scan to install the app. And for those who don't know how to use this, starting off, all you have to do is open your phone camera app, and then you'll be able to go in and scan the QR code. Okay, guys, so this is the app that you need to install. Just go ahead and click on Get. And in my case, this is an iPhone, but the same app should work on an Android device as well. So we're going to go in and connect to the cameras as well as set up everything on the app. So here is our next step. There's a beginner's guide, as you guys see here. We're going to go ahead and agree to that as well. And now we're back to our camera settings. So right here, you'll see there's a little icon here for photos. So this will take you into your album.
Stopping video recording.
And you can go through and look at your videos. You can look at emergency videos. You can, well, of course, you're going to have to use these buttons to advance through snapshots, so on and so on. So you have all of those options right there. And then, of course, you can go back. Remember, we're using the buttons. Now, here's your settings right here in the center. So if I press on that, that's going to go back into my settings. So I can do my video settings, I can do my system settings, and also my parking monitoring can all be controlled from here. We can go to our next things, which is going to be our smart assistant. We also have our sound settings and formatting for the card. So more will take us to our factory reset. We can also go to the system upgrade. So if there is an upgrade for this or an update, you'll be able to do that here. You have your help, the about, and so on and so on. So we have all of those built right into the camera, which is really nice. All of these features. Here's your microphone icon. You can turn that on and off. So let's go ahead and click on that. So audio recording is now enabled. And then we have our final button over here, a little clock button here. So you have all of these things available to you guys. Really nice layout, very simple design. It reminds me a lot of like a action camera. The way it's designed, it's literally about the same size as this GoPro that you guys see here. So really nice. I like that. It has a really nice feel to it. It does not feel cheap or plasticky or anything like that, even though the majority of this is a plastic outer, construction. It's got nice venting here because this is going to be sitting in the windows during the winter months, during the summer months, so that might get a little toasty. All right, let's see what happens when we try to connect this now to our app. All right, guys, so here's the app. When you first install it. So you're going to go through and it's going to kind of give you a rundown on what you can do. You can just swipe and go through these different features until you get to the end, and then just go ahead and allow whatever you need to for this to be connected. Letting know here, we got that. Let's go and make our device connectivity. So let's add our device. So from here, it's going to scan for your camera. We're just going to go ahead and click on pair. Give it a few seconds to connect. and it's asking us to authorize. So you go back over to your camera, as you guys see here, and you're just going to click on authorize, and now it's going to connect to the camera. You guys see right there, it's recording. Pretty cool. Then you have your starter guide here. You could go through all the steps of setting everything up. It's going to walk you through how to set up your cabling, how to route that around your vehicle. If you wanted to hardwire this, it also shows you within your fuse box, depending on the vehicle, I'm sure, you know, how to connect this directly to your fuse box. You can also go through and set up the different camera modes using the app itself, the video functions, things like that. So everything is here. 24-hour parking monitoring is here as well. Collision, emergency, you know, things like that is also available on this app. And yeah, pretty much everything that you would need, guys, is right here. If for some reason you want to skip this, there is a little skip button up here at the top, but you can just go ahead and click on complete. And let's see, let's connect to the camera. And you guys see it displays your password, your username to connect. And once it's connected, you should be able to go back to your app. The app has some editing features built into it as well, so you'll be able to go in and look at different videos that have come in. Let's just go ahead and enable everything so you can go to your album, as I mentioned before, or you can download whatever files you want to from the device itself. Now, right now, we're looking at the camera feed. You guys can see that, so I can place the camera pretty much wherever I want to. There's a slight delay between my phone and the camera. It does have somewhat of a fisheye effect on here, but I guess that is very necessary for it to be a webcam. I mean, a camera style for dash cams to be able to see, you know, the full resolution around. Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. So it's very fast. Let me show if I can show you guys here on the screen in comparison to how the video is moving. So yeah, really nice design, guys. I think everything about this is just a really good product. So really quickly, let's go ahead and connect the other camera to it just so you guys can see what will happen once you connect the second camera to this, okay? So as I showed you guys in the earlier part of the video, this is the second camera here. You're just going to plug this camera in using this cable. So we're not going to go through the full layout because like I said, I'm not going to be installing this one in one of my vehicles, but I do want to connect this to it so you guys can see what that looks like. So you have the ability here to switch screens. So switch to the rear screen. So now we are on our rear camera screen, and this button right here will let us switch back and forth between those two different screens. So depending on how you have this set up in your car, you know, it's just gonna, you'll be able to switch back and forth. Now, some people will take this and put this as a rear camera facing out of the back window, or an interior rear camera facing into the vehicle. Or you could also place this, like if you're an Uber driver or something like that, with this camera facing inside of the vehicle and the main camera facing outside of the vehicle. So you have a lot of flexibility, guys, when it comes to using a device like this. You know, a combination of 4K and 1080p, you know, for a lot of the features that this camera brings to bear, I think is really remarkable that you have something with such a small profile that's going to give you such a high quality, you know, amount of content. And that it has a very useful smartphone app as well, you know, because this is really going to free up a lot of your time and concern, being able to log into your camera, see what's going on, be notified if something happens. You know, this is a win, guys. This is a win. All right, guys, it's been Rome with Rome Knows Tech. I just want to do a quick overview video for you guys, showing you guys this cool camera and the simple way to set it up to power it. Now, of course, like I showed you guys before, you're going to connect this in your vehicle. You have two options there. You could either hardwire this or just use the standard 12-volt plug, cigarette lighter plug in your vehicle. But it is totally up to you guys how you want to use this. But from my opinions, just holding this guy in my hands, I can tell already this is a very, very high quality device. So I do highly recommend this. All right, guys, it's been Rome with Rome Knows Tech, and I will catch you all in the next video. Until then, stay safe. Peace. I'm out.